I rather have a Mary Sue that's well developed than a non-Mary Sue that's not well developed. There, I said it. Also, when you want to create a good character, there are far worse things you could be worried about. Now, the whole Mary Sue criticism is actually the whole Mary Sue criticism is to me way too overblown in my opinion. Now, sure, it can be a problem, but there are way other problems that there are, there are way more other problems that are way more are way worse. Like, actually, I should say there are better things to focus on. Like, for instance, like character interactions, character development, pacing. Make sure there's no filler or not too much filler. Make sure that the supporting cast is good. If you do an action scene, make sure it's well paced. Make sure that the angles are good where they put it. Stuff like that. And yeah, sure, having a character that's overpowered can be a problem, but it's not the problem. There are far other things. You can still have an overpowered Mary Sue and still have great interactions, great personality, great character arc. Now to me, I have great enough bad characters, but usually it isn't just because it's a Mary Sue. Usually it's goes down more stuff, stuff like, is the motivation bad? Is the not being dynamic in general? Like, character interaction, or is too much filler? Or that's not necessarily character problem, but usually here's the thing now. When there's a Mary Sue, let's call it that, usually there isn't the only character. Like, you usually have supporting characters. Location to visit, lore. Maybe if you want to tell a good story, maybe focus more on that rather than worrying about not being a Mary Sue. And the funny thing is, the criticism of Mary Sue is so prevalent that people now making anti-Sues. Like, they make sure that they don't fit the box of not fit the box of what makes a Mary Sue. So make sure that they literally don't have the aspects of a Mary Sue. And guess what? Any character that is only just there to fit certain boxes is never good. No matter what the case is, the best characters are ones that are natural. Like, for instance, I want to say something like Alice from Alice in Wonderland. She is not she is not the most interesting character out there. Usually it's the Mad Hatter, the Queen, or the Rabbit. Usually these are ones that steal the shows. Now, the discussion should not. Now a lot of the most popular characters are usually not the most interesting if you think about it, but there's something called the characters are not, they're supposed to feel good. For instance, there's a video about extra credit there's a video about Punch Out. For instance, Lil Mac is not the most interesting character compared to Walt Bull or Von Kaiser. They're the ones that steal the show. Lil Mac is just there to is there to feel good, not to be interesting. Actually, go watch the extra credit video about Punch Out. Where on all examples like Superman. The reason why he's red and blue, or at least his outfit is red and blue, is because it has contrasting colors. Like same thing with Batman. So with the animated one, he has mostly a dark color, he has his torso is grey or whatever, but that's and the reason, give me a moment to think. I mean, mostly the Batman is mostly black, as to contrast the colorful villains that he faced, and all of that with those white eyes when he wears the mask. It's supposed to contrast. It's supposed to contrast his more darker exterior design. I mean, now the funny thing is when the whole discussion about Mary Sue's is another thing. Is usually about they talk about deviant art like OCs. I mean, yes, and here's the thing. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of bad OCs, but I think the reason is because a lot of them are still learning the ropes. I mean, the thing, I'm sure that of course there's going to be criticisms because of course there's going to be criticisms, but the thing is, now let's look at a professional medium. Like I mean, the movies that you watch in in cinemas. Well, you're watching in cinemas. I mean, most of them I have criticisms, and those things cost hundreds of $millions and has a lot of people behind it. Yeah, and the fact that people go so up in arms about overseas about deviant art, I mean, what do you expect? A lot of them are just, again, learn the ropes. There's another thing about, oh God, how do I not make a better shoe about the anti-shoes. Now, I'm going to maybe, perhaps a bit unfair, but let's look at the masters of magic like Walt Disney, Miyazaki. Think about it. Do you really think that they're sitting there when they're writing a story like, oh my God, how not make a Mary Sue? No, they probably focus about 100 things that they should probably worry about, like how pacing, character interaction. I mean, etc. Like I mean, composition, stuff like that. Now, here's another thing about the term Mary Sue, that it's usually aimed at female characters. Now, I know that the term Gary Stu exists, but a lot of times it's like usually it's aimed at female characters, like for some reason. And yeah, and there's the thing, like the funny thing is like a lot of them say, oh, this female character is a Mary Sue, but like and I explain why they're a Mary Sue, but then completely ignore when guys do it, like when male characters do it. Actually, I mean, when the funny examples like that I found on the internet is actually one article complained about that. It was about the light from that note. I mean, here's the thing, I actually like light from that note, but you could, if you say, well, the term Gary Stu or Mary Stu is about an overpowered character that is liked by everyone. Well, light is liked by everyone. There's two girls that are fond of him. He takes on a oh God, I'm too much shaky here, sorry. They're too much well, that's about the light telling me from that note. I mean, he could be considered Gary too, but in my eyes, he's one of the best villains of all time. Yes, I'll call him a villain, and I know that sometimes there are discussion about, well, whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, doesn't matter, but I think he's one of the greatest characters of all time because he is intelligent. He is, I mean, well, I should say Batman is one of the best enemies of all time, I should say, because it really is intelligent because of that. I mean, another example, yeah, I mean, well, what was I talking about? That he is really perfect thing about it, and yeah, he could be considered guys too, but I like him because he's intelligent, he's probably a psychopath, and he goes into an actor arc, and it's great. Yes, and could he be Gary's too? Yeah, but he's great. Who cares? Now, again, that's all I have to say.